Onboarding best practices. Companies that execute a structured, comprehensive, and engaging onboarding process are more likely to attract and keep the best talent. Let's look at the learning objectives for this course. Onboarding experience, the benefits of the onboarding experience, the best examples of extreme onboarding practices, employee orientation cycle, the onboarding process, the process phase and key activities, process owners and process champions, creating goals in the orientation process, the employee orientation checklist, and the do's and don'ts checklist. Let's start with the onboarding experience. What is the importance of onboarding? Well, an effective onboarding process will help your new hires feel more valued, better understand their role, and increase their productivity and performance, resulting in increased engagement. What makes a good onboarding experience? Part of creating an inclusive onboarding experience is recognizing that not everyone takes in information the same way. Giving each new hire the time and space to hear and digest all the new information about their role and the company is one of the best ways you can make someone feel welcome. So, what is the difference between onboarding and orientation, which your company might already have? For new hires, orientation is a one-time event welcoming them to your company. Onboarding, on the other hand, is a series of events, which includes orientation, that helps them understand how to be successful in their day-to-day job and how their work contributes to the overall business. Some of the benefits of a great onboarding experience include these: improving the on-the-job performance of new hires. Pre-boarding activities can get new hires engaged immediately. Onboarding can improve recruiting and your employer brand. And employee retention can be improved using different onboarding variations. Some of the best examples of extreme onboarding practices. Adding offboarding may help you rehire those that someday quit. It can help them understand and appreciate the impact of their job. The gamification process can make the onboarding process less tedious. You can utilize analytics to continually improve your onboarding program. You can try providing new hires with a mentor or a buddy to help them through the onboarding process. Google research shows that reminding the hiring manager to set up the first day gets new hires up to speed 25% faster. So we see real results with onboarding practices. You can help new hires understand team goals, priorities, and success measures. And you can help them know their individual goals, assessment criteria, and career path. So be sure and consider these high impact features for your own onboarding effort. Let's look at the employee orientation cycle. It likely starts with an employee introduction. That may be followed by in-class learning, and then on-the-job training and self-learning. As the employee continues to work, you should monitor their progress and ultimately give them an evaluation. Let's look at an example of the best onboarding process. Make sure to set up the new employee's work area, maybe even before they arrive. Make sure they have access to the company network. On their first day, introduce them to the team. Ensure that the new hire fills out all important documents. Ensure that your employee starts on a training plan right away. And then don't forget to check in again after 30 days after 60 days, and again after 90 days. Finally, you can ask for feedback about the onboarding experience so that you can improve it for future new hires. Let's look at the different phases of the process and some of the key activities in each one. Before the first day, you should prepare the joining kit, prepare the meeting calendar for the new joiner in advance, and send a mail to key stakeholders such as administration, IT, or the front office. On the employee's first day orientation, circulate a welcome mail of the new employee. Focus on sharing the mission, goals, and objectives of the company, an organizational chart, geographies covered, or products or services. On the first day, HR should take the new hire through the orientation presentation on the day of joining. And the new hire should get an introduction to other staff and a team leader, superior, or manager. And then you can introduce the new hire to their work area as well. Within the first week, you should ensure that orientation with all departments and functions is complete. And you should set the performance expectations and job scope through assisting KRAs through team lead. In the first 6 months of the employee's new hire, you should provide essential training, monitor the employee's performance and give feedback, and create an employee development plan. What do we see as the outcome if you follow this process for onboarding? We see high employee job satisfaction. We see retention of high-performing employees. We see continued employee engagement and commitment. And it's easier to identify non-performers and take action. Let's talk about process owners and process champions. Process owners include departments like HR or human resources, information technology or IT, or administration and accounts. Process champions, on the other hand, are people such as the reporting manager or department head, the director product or senior leadership, or other human resources. So what is the distinction between the two? The process owner must take responsibility and accountability for executing the administrative aspect of onboarding and orientation while coordinating with others. And process champions are preliminarily responsible for motivating the new employee, assigning KRAs or KPIs, monitoring their performance, providing timely feedback, and helping them understand how their job is critical to the fulfillment of the department goal and objectives. New employees, on the other hand, are responsible for being active participants in their own orientation and team interaction. It's always a good idea to create goals throughout the onboarding process. So here are some examples. Help the superior and employee to find a task list that must be learned. Create guidance about basic training and knowledge for new employees. Provide a structured plan and implementation in the orientation phase. Create a standard to evaluation for the employee in the orientation phase. And increase employee engagement. Let's look at an example employee orientation checklist. It includes some things you can do before the new employee arrives to better ensure a smooth onboarding process. Here are some of the steps on the new hire checklist. 1, submit a job requisition form to HR. 2, complete a background check. 3, review the schedule and job basics. 4, review the job descriptions and duties. 5, complete all new hire forms. 6, prepare team introductions. 7, prepare their work environment. And 8, prepare for new hire training. Let's look at a few do's and don'ts. Do create and share a written plan. Do begin onboarding right away. Do offer and highlight ongoing training. And do put the right people in charge. On the other hand, don't drown new team members in data. Don't leave expectations vague. And don't forget to consistently ask for feedback. Let's look at some of the key takeaways on onboarding practices. Before the candidate's first day, provision employees before they arrive. Get paperwork out of the way. Get the team involved and aware. And share information that will impact new starters in their first week. On the new employees' first days, assign a buddy. Live and breathe your employer brand. Create an epic welcome and workspace orientation experience. And provide training on cultural aspects of the organization. After their first day, your job doesn't stop. You need to continue to ensure that they're fully onboarded into the company culture. You can do this by planning the ramp up into meaningful work, sharing cascading goals and setting clear OKRs, reinforcing key teams and stakeholders and booking in regular chats, inspiring new hires, planning probation management, and celebrating first-year anniversary and early wins. And ultimately, remember to continually optimize your employee onboarding process. Now let's take a quiz to test your knowledge. A good onboarding process leads to high employee job satisfaction level, faster time to productivity and identifying non-performers and taking immediate action, retention of high-performing employees, or all of the above. The answer is all of the above. An effective onboarding process will help your new hires feel more valued, better understand their role, and increase their productivity and performance, resulting in increased engagement. Is this true or false? This is true. It does all of these things when you institute an effective onboarding process. Who are responsible for providing timely feedbacks and helping new employees understand how their job's critical to the fulfillment of the department goal and objectives? Is this process owners, process champions, both, or neither? The answer is process champions. The process owner must take responsibility and accountability for executing the administrative aspect of onboarding and orientation while coordinating with others. True or false? This is false. The onboarding process includes which of the following? Creating and sharing a written plan, beginning onboarding right away, offering and highlighting ongoing training, putting the right people in charge, or all of the above? All of the above. The onboarding process includes all of these things. A good onboarding process drowns new team members in data, leaves expectations vague, and forgets to consistently ask for feedback. True or false? False, of course. These are all things you do not want to do in a good onboarding process. The general consensus among HR professionals is that onboarding should take at least 4 months, 3 months, or no time. 3 months is the general consensus. However, research suggests that companies can increase employee retention by extending the onboarding process throughout an employee's entire first year. So think of it as a 3-month minimum, but it can last up to a year. Onboarding, sometimes referred to as organizational socialization, is the process of introducing your employees to the expectations, skills, knowledge, and culture of your company. True or false? This is true. Blank helps managers and HR make sure they are covering all the necessary steps to prepare for onboarding a new employee and guide them through the process of becoming part of a successful team. A, new employee onboarding checklist. B, interview process. C, employee referrals. Or D, none of the above. The answer is the new employee onboarding checklist. What are the key activities of the onboarding process in the first 6 months? Should you provide essential training, monitor performance and provide feedback, create an employee development plan, or all of the above? These are all things you should do, all of the above. Thank you.